Здравствуйте, Guardians! The dawning is upon us once again, and so it is time to prepare a bunch of desserts and gifts for all of our friends and allies. Сегодня мы приготовим Lavender Ribbons La Saint 14. These cookies are a shortbread with a layer of lavender jam and then drizzled with a sugary glaze. This recipe is a lot of doing small tasks and then waiting for a while. While I have 2 cups of water boiling on the stove for the jam, I'll go through the rest of the ingredients. For the lavender jam, I'm not 1/4 cup of lavenders. Lavender is the flower, dried lavenders.
It smells fantastic.
I can smell it through the helmet. 2 cups of water, which are already boiling on the stove.
The Vadu is svariten over there.
Never say that again. 1 lime, 2 cups of granulated sugar, 1 box of pectin. They only come in 1 box sizes, but we're only going to use 1/2 of that. Now for the cookies themselves, you will want 2 sticks of masla, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1 egg yolk, vanilla extract, 2.5 cups of flour, salt, 1/2 cup of powdered sugar for the glaze, and some red and blue food coloring, as well as probably some parchment paper because it just makes everything so much easier.
Everyone else I know says it yolk.
No, because the yolk is what you use to fly the flame. The water is boiling, so I'm going to dump in our dried lavender into that. That's going to sit there for about 20 to 25 minutes.
You can turn it down to like a simmer. You want to keep the lid on. All of those flavor compounds are drifting away in the air with the steam. Keep the hat on, it makes it taste better.
Meanwhile, I'm going to get started with the dough for the cookies. Any mixing bowls, please?
It's lavender. Matches, you put jam in.
First we cream the butter and the sugar together. Excuse me. What you doing?
Getting you your creaming instrument.
Thank you. We left the butter out to get to room temperature first because that makes everything way easier. Gentle with the sugar.
Cream, baby cream. Do you want the paddle? The Ass Smacker 9000. You know, it has some air channels to lower the wind resistance. Observe.
Why would you do that?
That's a weird salad. What's for dinner, Mom? Butter salad.
Что за это салат?
Что за это салат? Это масло салат.
Yeah, this feels creamy. Next is, what is that? The vanilla, and this is not vanilla. I'm measuring from my heart.
You really like vanilla.
Где мои...
Маленький нож?
Да.
Не знаю.
Okay, I'm a professional. Whoop. Then make a little hole. And use the gutting cook.
Oh, here it comes, here it comes. Put it in. Ah! This is a farm fresh egg.
Didn't know we were still going to the farm. I don't even know why we're measuring this.
I never measure salt, I just do a pinch.
2.5 cups of this, so we're going to scoop in 1/2 cup at a time. You don't want to do it all at the same time because then it's going to be next to impossible to stir it together. Like that. This is very dry and crumbly, but that's how shortbreads be.
Just take it off the heat now.
Oh,
Ready?
you haven't told me about this.
Lavender Bay. If you want it to come together and hold its shape, you can add a tiny bit of water.
Yeah, it smells good. I'm wearing my helmet.
Look, it's the lick prevention device.
I can't lick my hand. We're going to take this. We gotta strain all of the lavenders out. There's not a whole lot of water in here.
Make up the difference of that 2 cups with hot water because essentially what you have is a lavender concentrate.
We just added back up to make the difference. This is going back into the pot. We're going to add in our lime and our pectin.
Bruise the pulp against the side of the pot.
Tips for success? I don't need that.
Because there's not going to be success.
Wow, such faith. Feels like about half. Just gonna mix this up. Turn it back on, bring it back up to a boil. Gonna put the hat on first this time. It has to come back up to a boil and then we add the sugar to it.
It's looking really purple.
Alright, so we're just gonna stir in the sugar.
Put it to like a low boil. You don't want it blow on it. Well, oh, I mean lips.
I can't boil on it. I should add in another sprinkle of the lavender. Boil over high heat, stirring frequently.
You might want to skim off some of that scum, the foam that forms, because that might just make your jam less pretty.
Oh yeah, so tell me again how you introduced yourself to your...
Oh no. It was the head of the Russian department. I introduced myself to the head of the Russian department on my first day of intensive Russian courses as Здравствуйте, товарищ профессор. Меня зовут Natasha. And immediately he laughed me out of the building because I had said, "Hello, comrade professor." And apparently you don't say that anymore. My textbook was from 1963, okay? I was doing my best.
The People's textbook.
It was. There was a supplemental reading section on the benefits of atomic energy. Clearly pre-Chernobyl. I've never made jelly before.
Can you?
I've made lots of jam. So essentially just blob. Go on there. I mean, it's getting, yeah, you can see that it's getting to like, it's a syrup consistency right now. You can see it started to set up. See how it's like firm? That's fantastic. I'm gonna take it off the heat now.
Natasha was kind enough to skim off all of the foam with a spoon.
You'll be stirring and stirring and stirring. You're like, this is not working. And then all of a sudden it'll set up and you're like, all right, it's ready. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty.
Perfect. This recipe definitely makes more than we'll need for the cookies, but not really something you can make in very small batches.
This gorgeous purpley pink.
Хорошо.
Очень красивый.
So these are going to need to set. Jelly is going to cool down, and we're going to let the cookie dough cool in the fridge as well. It is definitely a lovely lavender color and a nice jelly consistency. Yeah, well, we wanted it to be thick,
yeah.
And this is...
It's perfect.
The oven is preheating to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and we are going to take our dough and start forming it into little logs.
Right, I think...
Ooh, there we go.
You know, we're gonna vacuum after this, it's fine.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to roll this.
Oh, wow. We might need to add a little more water. This is moon sand, but it's not moonin'.
The more it warms up, as I'm handling it, it's getting a little bit more cooperative. Just pour the bowl into the thing and form it like that. It's going to be the easiest way to do it. This is just moon sand.
I'm trying to think of a moon-based tie-in for this recipe. What's up with the moon these days?
Moon's still haunted.
Classic, classic.
And in fact, maybe slightly more haunted thanks to Callus sort of taking over a pyramid on the moon.
Have you ever wanted to watch a man in a helmet angrily shape some shortbread?
Thanks.
Have we got the show for you?
Now once it is formed like this, you're going to take a spoon and add a channel, pinching along the sides as I squish. Going to go in for 10 minutes. First 10 minutes, our lovely lavender jelly. Distribute this into the channels as evenly as possible. Put in big blobs of it.
And then just let it melt and then spread?
Yeah. Yeah, Saint 14 isn't the only one who's going to love something like this. You gotta be gentle when you're putting it in there because the cookie is still very crumbly. I'm starting to think there may have been a better way to do this.
Plastic bag?
Yeah.
Just squeeze?
Squeeze it out of a plastic bag. The dawning is the one time of the year that I actually care about presentation. Jammed up, and we're going to put it back in for another 5 to 10 minutes. Thank you.
That smells so good.
While that's baking the rest of the way, we can get started on the glaze. 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of water. This doesn't seem like a lot, but given that this is the second time we are attempting this immediately all turned into a...
Oh, that's perfect.
3 reds to 2 blues.
That's a perfect lavender color. It matches your bond.
Oh, that smells delicious.
There we go. Yeah, just back and forth quickly.
And then we're going to cut them into individual cookies.
Those are American-sized cookies.
They're Titan-sized cookies. Let them cool for about 5 minutes.
All right, here you go.
Thank you. I'm so excited about this.
It's definitely a little like this one is just, well, it's already falling apart.
So good.
Wow, that's really good. That is a very lavender tasting cookie, but it is delicious.
Maybe next time we make them a little bit thinner. I'm definitely going to be making these again.
I'm making more for St. 14.
Because we're going to eat
and then
this
I'm making
batch.
more.
I love that the dough has some lavender in it. This is the best jam I've ever had. Очень вкусный прям.
Что ты думаешь?
Хорошо. Очень вкусный.
Эти печенье очень вкусные. Now we have to save some of these for Saint. At least some of these are for the Titan.
Wouldn't he like a prettier batch? Shouldn't we eat the ugly ones?
Look, Saint 14 likes listening to children sing. I'm sure he won't mind the homemade appearance of our cookies. Have a happy dawning, And until we eat again,